I thought I would treat you and shoot another video. And yes, if you are wondering, that is Hup from the Dark Crystal. I'm in love with Hup and Augur. We have Augur behind me as well. I don't know if you asked, but I love those guys. So, oh, let me get off my knees. When I restarted my channel after the 9-month wait, you've been so patient. I said that, you know, the reason I kind of like slowed down a little bit was because I was just doing haul after haul after haul, which is perfectly fine if that's what you do. Just wasn't working for me. However, I still want to show you the new books that I have, but I have way too many books that I bought in the month of June. So I put myself on a buying block for July. Fingers crossed. But yes, so is what I did. I went through the books that I'd got at the beginning of June, my birthday, just after my birthday, and then some that I placed on the 30th of June because I knew what I was doing on July the 1st. So I just got them all, a couple out of each one to go through what I have with you, but I've left one up on the shelf, so let me just go. Brilliant. I will start with this book because I already own it 4 times. This will be the 5th time. And it's this edition of Dune by Frank Herbert. As I don't know if you can see, I have that copy and I have 3 paperback copies. I love Dune. It is one of my favourite books of all time. 1, 2 and 3 are... couldn't get on with 4, but I have it. So I'm probably going to try and reread it at some point. But yeah, so somebody was talking about this because I believe they're remaking the film. And I'm excited to see it because I love the story, but it's not going to be as good as the original. I don't care what you say because Kyle is Paul Atreides. Paul Atreides is Kyle. He always will be. And Patrick Stewart was in it. And Sting was in it. Just saying. Can you tell that I'm looking forward to it. The story is epic. And hopefully the remake of the film really does more justice to Frank Herbert's story, because while the one with Kyle MacLachlan has some amazing moments and Kyle, you know, there is so much in here that I'd love to see put on the big screen. So if the cinemas are open when it comes out, I'm gone. I'm really, really excited. So I got this from Blackwell's. Blackwell's is a bookstore in Oxford. I think they're maybe in other places, but predominantly they're in Oxford. I love Blackwell's. Their prices are so good. So I try to order from there when I can. So sorry, very childish. But yes, so my 5th copy of that. As I've mentioned in a previous video, I think I do collect certain books, multiple copies, and Dune is one of them. The next book I have is The City by Stella Jamel. I picked this up secondhand. So it's a fantasy. It's epic by the sounds of it. At the city's heart resides the Emperor. Few have ever seen him. Some speculate that he is no longer human, and others wonder if he ever was. Sold. That's all I needed to read. But I think we have the hopes of the city rest on some rebels. There's going to be blood. There's going to be death. I'm better for it. So that's all I needed to hear. Yeah, it's a bit of a chunk, I think. Let's have a look. About 700 pages, just under 700 pages. So I'm in no rush. I've got quite some hefty books to get through at the moment, but I'm really excited to have it. And if you've read this, or you know Stella, not personally, but if you know Stella personally, that's cool. Let me know whether or not you think it's worth picking up pretty soon, but it sold me, so I'm really excited to read that. Evidently not as excited I was to talk about Dune, which took up most of the video, but when you've already read a book. So the next one I have is The Five by Hayley Rubenhold, and this chronicles the 5 women that were killed in London by the killer that they dubbed Jack the Ripper. I appreciate he put it in a letter, but you know the media, they like to run with a name. And in this, Hayley gives back the stories and the voices to the women that were killed, and they aren't just the women that he killed. I've read several books. I'm not an expert. I've read several books on Jack the Ripper, and I've always found it fascinating. So it's really nice for somebody to come out and say, well, wait a minute, what about the women? And it's like, yeah, you're completely right. I never even considered it. shame on me. But it's nice to be told these things, you know, it's like, look at yourself. And it's like, yeah, I mean, as I think, I don't know if I've mentioned on here to a friend, but you know, that's why I don't really watch serial killer things on Netflix, because you know, I know they don't always do this, and I'm not saying that they do, but sometimes they just glorify the serial killer, and it's like, I don't really care about them, what they did, you know. So the fact that it took me a while to pick up the 5, considering I kind of already stand with that, I've just contradicted myself. You'll get used to it. I'm Gemini, so I'm looking forward to reading this so much. I love non-fiction books, so let's go. The next book I have is Rainbow Milk by Paul Mendez. As soon as Waterstones reopened, I was in there and I picked this up. So this follows a young man, and he, Jesse, he seeks a fresh start in London, and when he gets there, so he's escaping from a broken immediate family, a repressive religious community, and the desolate, disempowered black country, but finds himself at a loss for a new centre of gravity and turns to sex work to create new notions of love, fatherhood, and spirituality. I'm a reader, I promise. I can't say, I literally cannot say it, but whatever. So, I think it just sounds gut-wrenching, beautiful, horrible, and wonderful, if you can. So I'm looking forward to reading it. But yeah, it's got some really really good quotes on the back. I actually picked it up because I thought the front cover was, yeah, I do buy front covers. Well, I pick up from front covers, so I thought the front was just really, really stunning, to be honest. He looks so beautiful. So yeah, I'm really excited to read it. I keep trying to put a weekend aside. I've got 2 books, Rainbow Milk and The City We Became, and I've got them specifically stacked on my bookshelf, waiting for a weekend. So Friday night through till Monday morning, where I just dedicate it to that one book. The problem is I kind of get to like Thursday and I've finished my book and I'm like, I can squeeze the book in before the weekend. Then I don't. And then I'm stuck reading it, which is enjoyable. So I just keep pushing them back. Yeah. But there you go. So Rainbow Milk, very excited. The next book I have is The Moonlight Dreamers by Siobhan Curran. And I picked this one up very recently. It's about becoming friends, a group of people that have one thing in common. They're fed up of being told how to look, what to think, and how to act, and they're not like anyone else and they don't want to be. It's all about friendship and not fitting in, but fitting in with your tribe, which I think sounds wonderful. Probably made me a bit jealous because I don't really have a lot of like tribe friends in real life, but you know, maybe one day. But it sounds lovely, and I love friendship-driven books. And look at the cover. So I'm very, very excited. When did it come out? Not that that matters or anything, but 2016. So it's not a very old book at all. No. So I'm very excited. And that seems to be my emotion when I'm discussing books, is I'm very excited. If you're looking for a thesaurus channel, this ain't it. The Good People by Hannah Kent, who is the author of The Burial Places. Oh! It's Deckled Hedges. I did not know. I did not know that it was Deckled Hedges. How fancy. Or annoying. Whatever your preference. So this is County Kerry, Ireland, 1825. So I won't go into too much, but what it looks like here, we've got women and people talking, and a priest, and there's herbs, and there's healing. It sounds like, you know, herbal women, and that's all I needed to know, really. And Ireland, you know, I love Ireland. From Ireland. I'm not from Ireland. My great grandparents were from Ireland, so you know, I'm sticking to that. No, they really were. So I found that out recently. Did I mention it in my last video? I'm sorry. But yeah, so The Good People by Hannah Kent. It is hardback, right? The gold is awesome. It looks brand new. I think it is brand new. Are you ready? Do you know where I got it from? I got it from the Pound Shop. Poundland. They sell books in there. And it was £1. So, and if it's any good, I'm going to pick up the Burial Rats. So, there we go. And the next book I started to read recently, but I put it down because I wasn't in the mind headspace for it, which is completely fine, but I am stoked. And I was supposed to look up how to pronounce the author's name before shooting this video because that's something that I really, really want to try and get right, but just so I'm not rude, I'll just hold it up. So this is called The Hangman's Game by Karen. And yes. And this is a Commonwealth Writers' Prize 2008 regional winner. And I got this from Peepal Tree. So Peepal Tree is a book press, and you can buy from them directly. And I would recommend it. They're based in Leeds. So if you're looking to support a publishing press that gets people's stories out there, and you want to support Leeds, who wouldn't? Leeds is epic. Yes, I'd recommend that. So this one is really interesting because on their website it sounded different to when I read the back of the book. Either way, I'm really, really looking forward to it. So, a bloody slave revolt in Ghana in 1823, a military coup in Africa in the late 90s, the first during the brutal colonization by a foreign power, the second in the murderous era of an indigenous military democracy. In the amazing tapestry of this novel, these two places, these two histories, weave into each other in their seamless horrors and surreal absurdities. Parallel narrative lines do meet in this story. A near Kabbalistic spelling game completes the grammar of the telling. So what I got from the website was that the narrator is writing the story about what's going on, but her characters won't stay on the page. That's what I read. That's why I bought it. But I do mean to get to this one soon, and I'm hoping that's not a theme you'll hear from me. I do hope to get to this one soon because that was a thing as well, and I never did. But this one is one of the top ones on my priority list because it sounds amazing. And I did, like I said, I started reading it, and I really like the author's style already. So I'm really excited to try that one out. Read that one. So thank you so much for listening to me waffle. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you've read any of the books. That'd be awesome. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.